Welcome to Lock and Load Podcast. My name is Josh. We talk to you about Connecticut 2A issues. So today we are breaking the news of Glock Gen 6s. Yep, you heard that right. We just had the V's drop. Now we're getting the 6s here. 6s should be released on January 20th, 2026. We'll probably have them in a little earlier than then. I don't know if we're going to be able to sell them before then. There might be a contract thing, but looks like they will be at the dealer shelves by January 20th. So did that just kill the V's? Probably. But they are only releasing certain models off the rip here. So you can find all this information on Glock's website. It is gen6.glock.us. But they're releasing the Glock 7 Gen 6, Glock 19 Gen 6, and Glock 45 Gen 6 off the rip there. So why I said quote there is if you look into this and you're going to see the Glock 17 picture, which is the advertised picture, it's a Glock 47. What do I mean by that? It has a 17 length slide, which is going to be a 4.49 inch barrel, but it's using the Glock 45 frame, which is a 19 slide base. Glock 45 is a 19 slide with a 17 grip. That's what the 47 was a 17 slide on a 45 frame. And they're calling that the new Glock 17 Gen 6. It's not a Glock 17, it's a Glock 47 by your own definitions. So that's a little interesting. Why they're doing that, in my opinion, and this has been my opinion for a while now with the 47s, it's cheaper, right? You don't have to make Glock 17 parts. You just have to make Glock 19 internal parts because that'll work. And now the new Gen 6 17, the 19, and the 45 and the 19X and whatever other models that they're going to go and make. But those are the only ones releasing right now. Glock just kind of screwed over dealers on all of this, right? We rushed to get these V's in because that was what was available. And then they released their stocking dealer program, which only has the V's on it, the 43Xs and the 48s. And now you're releasing the Gen 6 in January here. What are you guys doing over there? I get the V's were there for a stopgap so you don't get sued, but the 6s are the same slides. Why didn't we just release the Gen 6 early? You know, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So some differences here. They say there are 9, points to this. 1, the palm swell. The palm swell contours the pistol to the natural curvature of a hand. 2, the RTF grip texture. The Gen 6 grip texture, RTF6, combines 2 textures in one, creating the perfect blend of performance and comfort. 3, you have an enlarged beaver tail. The enlarged beaver tail encourages the higher grip while ensuring the slide can cycle freely. Number 4, slide stop lever enlarged border. The border surrounding the slide stop has been enlarged to prevent the unintentional activation. 5, thumb rest. The thumb rest reset is textured and extended to increase control during recoil. Glock serrations. The slide serrations are angled deeper into the slide to make the surface enhancement more tactical for slide manipulation. Trigger guard, the undercut trigger guard allows for a higher grip, support, and comfort. 8, flat face trigger. That's probably the best thing out of all of these. Each Gen 6 pistol comes standard with a flat face trigger for consistent finger placement and trigger pull. The trigger maintains a safe action system for uncompromised safety and reliability, and they're optic ready. What the optic cut will be, we don't know, but that is the information out there. So giving credit where credit is due. Glock Store is the one who broke this story again. Didn't know if it was that true, but it did break a day later on Glock's website. Guns and Gadgets has covered this. And so I wanted to do a quick video to get this out to you guys so you know what is coming down the pipe here. Why are we picking January 20th in store for dealers? That's SHOT Show. That is the week of SHOT Show, I believe, right when it opens. So they'll be in dealers' hands apparently right around then. I do know South Sports does have them up on their website, not for purchase yet. but it is in their inventory. I'm assuming RSR and Lipsies will probably have it up this week. We'll throw some wish list requests in there so we're at the top of the line so we can get those in for you guys and into your hands. I will say that the 45, the 19, the 17, the Gen 6s here thus far do look a little nicer, at least in the grip stippling aspect. And, not something you have to go out and pay for. It just will come with the gun. We will see what the price point is on these guns, though. I don't know what those will be. We don't know if there's going to be any delays as well. The delay aspect is the V's came out, so you couldn't take a Glock switch. 3 days later, somebody made a Glock switch. I didn't do a video on that, but Gun Guru did. So go check out his channel and check out that video, and you can see what we're talking about. So is there going to be any other design differences in this? Unknown. We'll find out once they get released here. I do think the V was just kind of a patch from the Gen 5s there. And before the 6s come out, but I do think that is not a great thing Glock is doing with their stocking dealer program to force us into buying those Vs now, because we have to maintain 20 a year. We buy 20 off a rip here to maintain as a dealer. And it's just not going to be a good thing. Like, if people aren't going to buy the Vs, why are we as dealers going to stock them? So I do think the V is a fine gun. There's nothing wrong with it other than they're not optic ready off the rip. So my name's Josh, and we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Lock and Load Podcast is sponsored by Lock and Load Firearms, Connecticut's #1 rated gun store and pistol permit class on Google. Come check us out, 1573 Meriden Waterbury Turnpike in Southington. Lock and Load Firearms.
Lock and Load Podcast is also sponsored by Patriot Wear Holsters, custom-made Kydex holsters locally made in Waterbury, Connecticut. www.patriotwearholster.com and use code LNL Podcast for 10% off your purchase. Orders available for shipping or pickup at various locations.